Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar. I am Sujeet Pathak. I'm a senior product manager at Amoeboids, and today we are going to talk about changelogs in Olvy. Changelogs, or maybe you can call it release pages, they are basically help you to shape better product communication strategies for your product. And today we're going to see how a changelog can help you with that. So let's dive deep into the today's topic. We will first talk about what are the pitfalls and best strategies to maintain a changelog, and then we will quickly look at a quick demo of Olvy, especially the changelog feature within the Olvy. So before I begin, let me tell you about Olvy. Olvy is a changelog and feedback management tool for the product teams, which can deploy Olvy within their products to showcase their releases through a release page or a widget or through email notifications. And at the same time, Olvy can help you to gather feedback from your users right within your product and then synthesize that feedback for better product decisions. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, today we are going to focus on the changelog part of Olvy. So let's start. Let's get started with this topic today. So, first and foremost question, why change logs or a release page is important for your product? The reason is simple. Just shipping features isn't enough anymore. We have seen many teams who work very hard to build features on a regular basis for their customers, for their users, and they keep shipping them on a regular basis. But then more than often we realize that the very features that we spend months on building, and we do some creative execution while building those features, hoping that our customers would love that. But then when we actually release those features, we see a very less adoption. There are many reasons to this, but one of the reasons is also attributes to an effective product communication. So, be it your existing set of users or your prospective customers, uh, your product communication should showcase what you're building currently, what you're building next, and how you have been building this product of late. So that whole thing becomes a part of better product communication strategy, and that helps your customers or to your users to discover what things have changed recently, what new features that you have built, what new enhancements that you have done, or the new or the bugs that you have fixed recently, and that automatically leads to a better adoption of your features. So just shipping without a communication layer isn't enough. Visibility equals to engagement. So you need to make it visible to your customers, like what next you're building and what have you built so far. Your that documents doesn't shouldn't just remain within your tickets or internal documentation, but it's a customer facing release notes page or a changelog page always help. So with that, there are many teams or most of teams do maintain a product communication strategy or some documents around that, but then still they don't get an effect that you would or ideally want. And there are many reasons to this. I have enlisted four of them here on this slide. One of the first reason is your product updates that are targeted towards your customers, to your users. All those There are many places at which you communicate with your customers or your users, and there are different stakeholders or different teams that they communicate to the customers, be it a sales team or a customer success team or a product management team. So there are different touch points with your users, and every other team sometimes maintain their own set of documentation for external communication. Sometimes you also need an internal product communication strategy when you have a larger set of teams and larger set of internal stakeholders. And again, their different teams maintain their own documentation. They use their own different tools to do it. Some are doing it through an email communication. Someone is, maybe your sales team is doing through their own sales decks. Then someone is doing maintaining maybe a Confluence page for internal communication, and all these attributes to a scattered strategy of product communication. With that obviously comes next point, that is lack of consistency in the design and formatting, because every team or every stakeholder is maintaining their own set of product communication documentation. Obviously the design consistency is not there. There is no consistent usage of brand colors, brand logos into it, and at the same time it amounts to a duplication of work at different levels. Everybody else start spending their times on doing same set of communication to different stakeholders. So it's time consuming. It consumes a lot of time for your team entirely. Another point is, many times such documents are static in nature. They don't get updated automatically, and so it is an effort to maintain those documents. It's not always easy. In the long run, they tend to become static. They tend to become stale, and that again adds to a degree of low trust amongst the users who are consuming those documents, if the document is not updated on a regular basis. And if you are doing it manually, obviously it's going to take an effort, and sometimes you may fail to update documents on time, and that will create a static document which your users would trust. Static document also, I mean by if a document is just one way communication and there is no way for your users who are consuming those documents to share a quick feedback or a reaction on the updates that you are communicating to them, then again it is a cost. It is a problem that creates an ineffective product communication strategy. And like I mentioned, because there is no unified single place of truth for this product communication documentation, it creates a scattered response from our side to different stakeholders. There is no unified way to showcase your product momentum. The reason for this is, let's say if you are a sales team, you would more showcase your more bigger features that you released recently, because that brings you more sales, a probability of more sales. While if you are a customer success team, then you will balance it out with new features. You will also showcase those bug fixes for which you have been getting a lot of queries offline. So overall, if I'm consuming the product communication document from a sales team versus a product communication document from a customer success team, a sales team's document might completely ignore those smaller releases where there were only bug fixes, because they don't see them as really a value proposition. But the users who are consuming those documents might get a sense that your team is shipping on a monthly or bi-monthly cadence, while the same similar document that is built by your customer success team, the consumers of those documents may get a sense that your team is shipping at, let's say, a weekly or bi-weekly basis. So there is no a unified way to showcase your product momentum to all of your stakeholders. Then, with these problems in our mind, how a well-crafted product update strategy can help you. So, if you have a unified source of truth through which all this communication is happening, then it reinforces your brand with consistent communication, because all of your communication going through a single channel, it maintains the consistency not only about all the releases that you're doing, but it also maintains the consistency in terms of design, look and feel, your brand guidelines, brand colors, and your brand it becomes a voice of your brand overall. It builds an excitement and as well as the trust, because you're maintaining and updating that document on a regular basis. It automatically creates a trust that I'm dealing with a team which is active enough to build and ship features on a regular basis, maybe a weekly cadence or a two weekly or a monthly release. So it creates a trust amongst your users. It creates visibility across internal and external stakeholders. So you can maintain a single source of truth and help to build a customized communication for all the internal and external stakeholders. And end of the day, if you do it for a longer period on a regular basis, these changelog documents can actually turn into a mini marketing moment. Wait, let's say you created or you shipped a really important exciting feature which you have been building for, let's say, months. Then if your users are used to referring to your release notes document or changelog documents, they will anticipate new releases at regular intervals, and whenever you make that communication, they will automatically notice the new features that you have released, and automatically you will see a better adoption because they will go and try out those features, and that helps to, in a way, market your features towards your existing customers. From your prospective customers' point of view, even if they look at your changelog document, it gives them a sense of momentum, like you're shipping, you're actively developing this feature, and that adds a trust, and that helps them to take that buying decision when they are exploring your product. So changelogs can actually turn into a marketing document over the period. So to help you with all this, Olvy can help you to build a robust changelog strategy, which would be part of your overall product communication strategy. Within Olvy, you can create your changelog pages. You can create widgets, changelog widgets, which can be embedded right within your application, whether it's a web app or a mobile app. And you can also communicate to your customers, your users, through via emails. And then there is also a bunch of integrations that are available. For example, if you want to communicate to your internal or even in some cases external stakeholders via Slack messages, that is also possible. About so all we basically helps you to create a very robust changelog strategy. How it will help? First and foremost, it will help you to create a very beautiful and engaging on-brand change logs. It helps you to engage your users through interactive and visual updates. So you can add images, GIFs, or videos to your release notes, and it also has a feature where your users can react to your releases. They can give you quick textual feedback on those releases. You can measure the impact of your release notes or changelog via inbuilt analytics that Olvy has. So you can see how many people are visiting your changelog page, how many are interacting with them, how many are clicking on the CTAs on your release notes, how many are reacting to it, what are the reactions, what are the text responses to your releases, what is the sentiment of those reactions, everything that you can track through this analytics. So with this background in mind, we will now dive into the live action. That means I will quickly show you a quick demo of how change logs are done within Olvy. So let's go into the tool directly. So right now I'm on a sample or a test release a changelog page which is created via Olvy. It's an imaginary product called Orbit. It's a task management application, and you can see a changelog page of that product that is created by Olvy. The header part, you can see quickly, there is a feedback option, there is a CTA for going to your website. Users can subscribe to your changelog, and it's a it's a multilingual changelog page. So users can switch the languages, and then they see the content in their desired language. Uh, if you subscribe to the such a changelog page, the subscribers would get regular email notification on a regular basis whenever a new release is published on this changelog page. Now coming to the main content of the page, you will see each release is published as a block. So this is the first block where you will see the latest release, which was released on the 22nd December. It gives you some tags of that release, like what are the major project areas or modules which are affected in this release, and what are the main content like bug fixes or new releases in this release. And there are list of issues that are involved into this release. Below that, you will see users can quickly react to your release, and that will quickly give you the sense of sentiment around your users about this release. Users can also quickly give a quick textual feedback if they want, uh, like this. So that is also available. You can set up anonymous feedback or known feedback like this. So if you set up known feedback, then user has to provide their email ID to submit their feedback. Then users can also share this release on say social pages or copy the link to this particular release. If you click on this release, you will see the release in its entirety on a different link completely dedicated to that release, and you can scroll through it. If you go back to the release list, you will see more such releases that are done. Uh, you can add such CTAs within your release, where you can lead your users to specific pages or documentation pages or sign up pages on your website, depending on what are the contents of that release. You can add visuals, like I mentioned earlier. You can add here, this is a featured image, which is one per release. But even within this release, in individual issues that are mentioned in the release, you can add images, video, GIFs into it to make it more appealing, more visual to your users. So as you can see, there are a bunch of releases already there on this particular page. Your users can filter out with the projects and categories. So if you want to look at what are the new features that are released in last 6 months, you can filter it out by new features. So all those releases which contains new features would be filtered out for you, and you can quickly go through them. You can also filter out by projects. So these are all customizable. So you can create projects as per the requirements of your product. So let's say I want to see major updates around Android app that I am using, then I can filter it out further. So then I will only get those releases which involve a release item related to Android app, and which is of the category new features. So this is how your users can quickly go get to the important information that they want. And on top of it, there is a normal search that is available through which they can quickly search with a specific set of content that they want to look at, and then they go to that release and see that content. So that is also possible. So this is a typical changelog page that you can create via Olvy. And along with this leave feedback, which is at a release level, there is also a quick feedback page on your release, your changelog page, through which your users can give you more broader and customized feedback about your product on a different topics. So you can customize everything. So Olvy has its own feedback module along with the changelog module. So this feedback page is coming from that feedback model, through which you can configure this feedback page, all these feedback types, and then I'll let your users provide feedback on specific points. So let's say I want a Jira integration. So which Jira issues in Olvy, and link them to my releases. So this is a feedback or a feature request that I want to submit. I can quickly do that. So this is how a changelog page that one can build using Olvy. Now we have seen the output. I will go back to the configuration part of it, how you can configure or you can publish releases on this release page within Olvy. So right now on this screen, I am within the admin's login of Olvy. You can see there are different bunch of menus here. Main is changelog, which we are exploring today. Then there are surveys, feedback, that different modules that are available, other features of Olvy, which we will explore in subsequent webinars. So sticking to changelog, this is the changelog screen where you can see all the releases that you have already published to your changelog. I will quickly show you a process of creating a new release on your on your changelog page. So I have already created a draft release here, so with some basic details of this release that I already have written down here. uh, so the first step is you write down your release notes in the native language or default language that you have. So you can see I have just written down something about my release, and now I can take help from AI to polish this further. So what I can do is I select this, and you have this AI, Olvy AI within it, and it can help you to polish your release notes in a better way. Or you want to generate a heading for your release title, then you can use help. Let's start try generating a heading. So it has now given me a simple heading for my release notes. I can also do there is another AI feature that is available. So let's say I copy everything, and if you see there is another use only AI option here. In this case, you get a different dialog box through which you can paste the contents and add some prompt to it. Right, release notes. Hmm, sorry for this. In casual program. And I want it as a paragraph. Let me try generating the Changelog. Let's see what the AI does here. And AI now will polish the basic draft that I had given to it in a better way with tone that I wanted. Obviously, I given a simple prompt here, but you can give more, detailed prompt where you can give specific instruction, like you want to add h1 tag to the headers, add some emojis, use professional tone or a casual or humorous tone, whatever it is, limit the output to, let's say, 20 or 50 words per issue, whatever the thing. So you can give some detailed prompt to the AI. And then now once you have got the AI generated output, you can remove your original output and then customize the AI generated output further. So what I will do is quickly just remove these extra spaces, and then we will proceed with the next steps. So my last release was version 2.1.1, so this would be about version 2.2. So this is my release title, and let me give some title to it. So this is highlight of my release, so I will just adding it. Now there is an option to add a featured image, so I will just quickly featured image here to my release. So this is my first step I have completed. I have drafted some release notes for this release. Now next part is translation. So I have already enabled these languages for my changelog page. We have seen this here. You can see these extra languages that are there in the language selector. So what AI, again, there is a use of AI here. I can generate translations for all these languages at one click. So when I say generate translation, it's going to generate translations for all the three languages in just one click. So all my contents that were added in English in the step one now have been translated to all the three languages that I support. So my translation step is complete. Again, whatever the AI generated translation is there, I can further still edit it if I want to. So let's say I just add something here. I can do that if I want to, or I can restore what the initial AI generated version was, but it's up to me. Now my step 2 is complete. I have generated a translation. Now I'll go to the next step, step 3. Here I had to go give some basic information. So what I will do is I will just copy the release title, go back to step 3, and what I'm going to do is version is v 2.2 and the permalink. So the release, the link for that this particular release will have this permalink uh, or slug. Then I can add some CTA. So it's an optional thing. So let's say I want to add its CTA. So I can add that. Then I can add contributors. So you can add your team members to Olvy and add showcase the contributors of this particular release on your changelog page. Then the projects and categories that we saw in the filters, you can select. So let's say in this particular release we are talking about web app. So I will select web app, and there are new features as well as some bug fixes. So I will select these categories here. With this, step 3 is complete. Next part is broadcast. So on the broadcast step, I can choose whether I want to send notifications to my email subscribers. So currently I have 4 email subscribers to my changelog page. So I can choose whether I want to send them release notes or not over the email. If I don't select it, the email won't be sent. So what I will do is I will just send email notification. So I'm just adding the subject line here. So that's it. Last part is about publishing. So I'm ready to publish my release. Before that, I may want to preview my release, how it would look on my release page or widget. So I can preview that quickly. So this gives you a preview. So this is how your release will look on an actual changelog page or a release page. In the mobile view, you can see how it will look, and this is how it will look within the email notification that would be sent uh, to your email subscribers. So you will see all the release notes are showcased, your title is showcased, your featured image is there, your CTA is there. So this mobile view is nothing but you can also imagine it as a widget view, because in the widgets also you generally see this mobile view. Obviously I will separately show you the widgets as well. Another point that I wanted to make before we publish this release, while you are drafting your release notes, you also have a help here, which is a content guide. So if you click on content guide, it will open a side overlay where you can see the common practices, best practices, do's and don'ts while writing your release notes for a release. And this helps you to quickly glance through the different do's and don'ts and avoid those mistakes. Follow the best practices of doing release notes. What is the tone that your brand follows? What are the colors? What are the standard image sizes that your brand or your product needs to follow? Everything is available right there while I'm doing this. This is something which we have built recently, and we'll have a separate walkthrough video for this coming up. And you can customize it. So currently it's a default mode, but you can customize it to custom it to your own product and brand guidelines, so that whoever is drafting those release notes for your product can have this guide right while they are drafting release notes side by side, and they can refer to it, and then it will automatically create a very good effect in the long run. Even if there is a change of personnel who are doing release notes, they can still follow those same set of guidelines, and it will create a unified output. So the content guide feature that I wanted to quickly touch upon now. Last step, publishing. I have few options here. I can publish it right now if I want to publish now, or I can schedule it. So let's say I want to publish it with a past dated date. So there was a release that have already happened in the past. I can do that. Or if I want to just schedule it for the future, so I can choose a future date, and then it will remain in the scheduled state, and after that it will automatically get published on your release page. So for now, there is another option. You can also set an expiry. So if you say select an expiry date, after the expiry date, your that release will vanish from your public facing release pages, while it will still remain internally, but on a public facing pages it will expire. And then the subscribers that you had, you can choose whether you want to showcase this release to all of them or just specific set of users. You can create those segment out of your subscribers. So there's another option. For now, I will just select the publish now and quickly publish this release. And that's it. My release is now published. So let me refresh my changelog page, and you will see version 2.2 is now live on my release page. I can go to that release. So this is the slug that we had added, and now that release is available on that particular URL, and you will see all the content that we just drafted here. Your users can quickly react to it and add some feedback around it. Now coming back to this, now that we have seen how to create a release for your changelog page, we will quickly explore a few more things. So there are widgets which you can embed. So I have a example of a model widget here. So this is nothing but your changelog page in a compact format, which can be embedded via JavaScript onto your web application, on your website, or within your mobile application. So this is how it will look within your app. Now this is an example of a model kind of a change widget. On our website we have few examples of other modes as well. So for example, there is a sidebar widget that you can set up, which can be available on your website or app. This is a model that we just saw. You can also see that language selector here. This can also have a link to your changelog page, so users can directly go to your changelog page right from your widget. And then there is also a pop-up, which is the smallest version of widget, which can be available right within your application. So the widgets are there. We will have a separate walkthrough videos for specific for widgets coming up next. Then there are a bunch of settings that are available for your changelog. Like I said, you can choose different options, whether you want to enable feedbacks or social sharing or disable them. Do you want the feedback page that we saw or not? You can decide on that. Then there are some SEO related settings that are available, which through which you can add more custom metadata for the SEO or better SEO of your changelog pages. Then multilingual language support. We have already seen the demo of this, so you can choose to enable specific set of languages that we have already provided here. And those languages will be available in the translation step. Custom domain. So this changelog page is currently hosted on our domain, that is release olvy.co, but you can host them on your own domain like this, releases.yourcompany.com. Obviously you will have to do some CNAME and DNS setting for that to happen, but that is also a possibility that is available. So you can host these changelog pages on your own domain. Email, the emails to the subscribers are currently sent via Olvy's own default email, but again you can configure your own email ID for better brand guidelines. So you can customize that email ID via SMTP. Projects and categories that we saw on the release page that can be configured and customized from these settings. Appearance, you can do all sort of changes how your changelog page looks. So just to give you an example, I have already added my logo here. You can also change the colors. So for example, let's say you want to match the color of this primary color of this changelog page with that of your brand colors. So you can do that with this simple setting. And when I save this, you will notice our changelog page now will see change the look and feel of that changelog page entirely, which will match with your brand colors. So all sorts of customization in the look and feel are available for your changelog through these appearance settings. And then there is also a custom CSS option in the appearance where you can actually apply more customized CSS properties to your changelog page, and a content guide that we talked about, which is a standard guideline tool for writing effective release notes which match with your brand voice, match with the brand guidelines, certain set of images, logos, whatever the guidelines that you want to provide to your release writers. You can customize this content guide here and it will appear right within the changelog creation flow. So with that, I think we are coming to the end of this session. I will quickly jump back to my presentation, and with now we have seen the demo. Last few points, like we have already covered this in earlier part, but let's just reiterate them. So make every release count through focusing on what's in it for the user. So you always have to write from the user's point of view who are consuming your release notes. Use visual tones that match your brand. We saw that during the demo. Share consistency across the channels. So consistency is important to build that trust amongst your users, and track engagement. So we I think during the demo we missed out on the engagement part. So I will just quickly show you how the analytics works. So if I go to my dashboard and select changelog, I can see different analytics here. I can see how many number of views that my changelog page has, unique visitors, CTA clicks, widget views, widget unique views, how many email subscribers that I have, what is the overall sentiments of the reactions and feedbacks that I am getting on my changelog page. So all these analytics that is available for you right within Olvy. So that's one of the major advantages of using a tool like Olvy for your changelog strategy. So, like we already covered these points, like visibility drives better adoption and it creates trust and excitement and helps you make this process more effortless. We already covered. You saw that AI based help that you have right within while drafting your release notes. So that is a added advantage. So with this, we are coming to the end of this session. If you have any queries, do feel free to reach out to us and write your comments on this particular video, any queries there or feedback that you have. You can try Olvy. There is a free, robust free tier available on the Olvy, so you can quickly sign up and start using Olvy for your release notes immediately without any payment requirement. So go to olvy.co, sign up, and start using, explore the app. You can connect with us for a personalized walkthrough. So within all we already have our own feedback module, so you can quickly give us feedback or reach out to us for a personalized walkthrough, and we'll be happy to help you on this. So with that, we are towards the end of this session. Thank you so much for joining us, and do keep coming your feedback in the comments, and we'll meet you in another such video in this series. Thank you so much.